Job. In this 19th chapter, y'all,
Yeah.
Job is expressing his anguish and his frustration at his situation and his so-called friends that constantly torment him with their words. Job's friends didn't understand how God could punish Job like he did if he did nothing wrong. So they pleaded with Job. Come on, Job. You know you ain't right. You know you did something wrong, amen? God wouldn't punish you the way God is punishing you if you did nothing wrong. I don't accept your plea of innocence. You know you're wrong. And Job wouldn't fight, amen? They begged Job to drop his arrogant stance and just admit that he was wrong and that he should say sorry. They said, we serve a God that forgives. We serve a God that will replenish. We serve a God that whatever it was, you can ask God to forgive you and he'll forgive you. All you got to do, Job, is say I'm sorry to God. And Job said, I ain't did nothing wrong. Don't ask me to say sorry. Job's friends remind me of that minority hateful voice that rang out after 9/11, amen, that said that the United States deserved what we got. Job's friends remind me of that minority hateful voice heard this week that said that the people of Haiti deserve to have an earthquake hit them and take thousands of lives with it. God is not pleased with that. God is not happy at the fact that maybe 45,000 people died this week. God's not happy with that. And he's not happy with anybody that says they deserved it. But in spite of all that has befallen Job, Job says that he knows that his Redeemer lives and will testify for his sake in the end. Well, who is our Redeemer? Who is this vindicator? The dictionary defines a redeemer as one who regains, one who takes another out of pain. Job called on his Redeemer to reestablish his relationship with God. I don't know about y'all, but I've lived long enough to know that there are points in our lives when we are in special need of a Redeemer. We're in need of a special Redeemer to reestablish our broken and tattered relationship with God. I've lived long enough to know that I need somebody to take the pain away. I've lived long enough to be in need of somebody to set me back on the right path. Amen. I looked around and Mama was nowhere to be found. I looked around and my in case of emergency contact was unreachable. I looked around and those things were over. And I realized that I need a Redeemer. Saints, if you live long enough, you too may get so tied up, will get so bogged down, worn out and hemmed in by your situation that your only hope is to look to the only one who can save us. Finally, after we tried every other means to take away the pain, we turn to God. Come on. If you don't believe me, before we'll try the ultimate pain reliever, we'll try aspirin. Before we try leaning on the Lord for strength, we'll turn to Dr. Phil or Oprah. We get frustrated and turn to AMC to experience the difference. And if we're not careful, we'll try the rest before we turn to the best. In this 25th verse, I know my Redeemer lives. Job is identifying God as the advocate and defender. We ought to do the same thing. Since is the ultimate advocate and defender, shouldn't we too look to God to strengthen our faith when we feel weak? Shouldn't we too look to God when the storms of life keep on raging? Shouldn't we too look to God when the storms of life start to try to take us over? Amen. Shouldn't we too look to God expecting a blessing even when our situation seems the darkest? Shouldn't we too look to God even when we feel most alone and expect God to redeem us? I imagine, Brother Johnny, this is what Job was feeling. Even though he had lost everything that he had, he still had intimate knowledge of what God could do. His friends had turned their backs on him. His wife even told him that he should curse God and die. Amen. But Job couldn't do that. From the outside looking in, to the naked eye, by human measure, it seemed as though all was lost. But Job had faith that the same God that had blessed him before was the same God that would deliver him out of despair and restore him and make him whole again. Saints of God, we too have a Redeemer. Amen. That same God that brought you through that is the same God that's bringing you through this. It's the same God that's going to bring you through that. I don't know what it is that he's taking you through. I don't know what he's bringing you through. I don't know what he done brought you through. I'm not sure what he's